One take. This is NBA One Take featuring yours truth, Pretty Boy Lakers. This is NBA One Take for your head. NBA One Take for your brain. Coming to you live, Brooklyn, New York. NBA One Take. November 6, 2021. You can subscribe to me on YouTube. Hit the notification bell. Like, subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram. Everything is Pretty Boy Laker. For me, it's 2 games on the docket. Regular season games. Just a suggestion, hit. I had the first game is ESPN, Friday ESPN game, the New York Knicks versus the Milwaukee Bucks. Oh, no, because he already thirsty. And fucking cars, man. Because you thirsty. You thirsty. That's why people getting hit, people's getting killed. Because the patience with cars and people that's driving. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But let's get to the game, right? The Knicks. They get the big win. Over Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks was up, but the Knicks was just really shutting them down defensively. Led by Julius Randle, 32 points and 12 rebounds. RJ Barrett had a good night with 20 points. And Derrick Rose, man, he was just spectacular with 23, showing that old D Rose, man. And Giannis for the Bucks, he had 25, and my boy Grayson Allen had 22. Notably, Drew Holiday was out there, but the Bucks is up and down. He still got Middleton out with COVID, so he's gonna miss some games. But the Knicks is 6-3 on the season, doing what they doing, and just the way they playing, that's just been very impressive to me. So I like that. I love how the Knicks is playing. It's hard to say, but it's tough. It's tough. Me saying stuff about the Knicks, positive things, but I have to be unbiased in what I'm seeing. And like I always say, no matter what I feel about the fan base and the aura, I'm always pro players because I love the players. And the next game is the LA Clippers versus Minnesota Timberwolves, and the Clippers handled them, especially in the second half, shutting them down, and they was just playing great defense. You had Paul George out there at 21, and Reggie Jackson had a good night as well. And for the Timberwolves, Karl Anthony Towns led scores with 20 points and 8 rebounds. And Anthony Edwards, he had 17. Malik Beasley off the bench with 18. Notably, Clippers go 500 on the season. And just it's just a litmus test on what's happening with the Clippers. Clippers is just, they're floating, and there's not too much to say about the Clippers per se. When you talk about things, you're always talking about the status of Kawhi Leonard, so we don't really know what's going on. But the T-Wolves, they go 3-5. And they, but Karl Anthony Towns said a statement that, yeah, we could be on a 3-game losing streak, and then they could turn it to a 17, 18, 19 game losing streak. That's how it is here. That's a crazy statement to say. Is there truth to that? Yeah, there's truth. It's a lot of truth. The Clippers, the Minnesota Timberwolves has been a moribund franchise for a long time. And when I talk about that, I'm talking about the way things has run, the way they've done things for almost every single regime. They're trading players and doing certain things. You know, their biggest success has been in 2004 with KG, Sam Cassell, with Charles Sprewell, taking that team to the Western Conference Finals against my Lakers. And instead of running it back and paying everybody, Glenn Taylor and them decided not to. And in doing that, the team went into a 12-year playoff drought. Until Jimmy Butler got there. So when Tibbs took over, and I'm gonna talk, I'm gonna let y'all, because I gotta hit y'all with this, because when he say a statement like that, you gotta talk about the stuff leading up to this. Y'all make moves to get Jimmy Butler today. And then Jimmy Butler there, I'm not going into specific details. He had issues with the star players, Andrew Wiggins and Karl Anthony Towns. Mainly their work ethic. Because the thing was, remember, that season, Jimmy Butler, when he got there, they was third. Why you not on the fucking streets? Fucking faggot. And when he came back from injury, they was eighth. The slide was they almost didn't make the damn playoffs. I remember Jimmy Butler, I think, almost a game that he saved their season. I think that was the season Russell Westbrook won MVP, and it was some issues. It was a lot going on. And Jimmy Butler was on one leg. And then I think they lost 4-1. I think it was against the Warriors. Like I said, my mind is thinking. So whoever they lost to, they won one game. I think Jimmy Butler put on his back, but he was just clearly hurt. He comes back. They don't give him a contract extension. The guy that was an all-star, that looked somewhat like an MVP candidate before he goes down, you don't want to pay him, but you pay Andrew Wiggins, who clearly took a back seat because he had no choice, because and Karl Anthony Towns was looking great and was an all-star for the first time when Jimmy Butler got there. No, and they played Houston that year, not the Warriors. Because I remember he had Karl Anthony Towns was exposed, averaging like 11, 12 points a game, whatever. One game I remember he had 8, and it was just like, what the hell are you doing? Getting vastly outplayed by Clint Capella. Just he looked like a bum out there. So this is talking about the Timberwolves franchise. So in a big season like that, you talk about a big slide, and then the slide happens maybe because you was there, you wasn't aggressive enough. For him throwing out the wild accusation, the wild statement like that, you shouldn't be able to say something like that because you was a part of that. Your work ethic and everything put into question by Jimmy Butler. It still is. No matter, what people, feel for you personally and things like that. We're talking about the game of basketball. It just don't feel like you totally committed into it prior to all the craziness that happened in your life. So that's why, people ask about Anthony Towns. People ask about D'Angelo Russell. But the front office made sure saying Anthony Edwards is off the table. That's the crazy thing. Then they added those names because the teams that was asking kept asking about Cat. And kept asking about Cat. So then you got to throw those names because you don't want a sentiment that they want D'Angelo Russell too. Remember that? Yeah. Maybe that's some breaking news. But teams ask about, they just said, oh, look, Anthony Edwards is off the table, and that's what they said. So they kept coming at so many packages for Karl Anthony Towns, and they just wanted to say, look, we're not trading nobody. And they made the decision. So Cat could be comfortable right now, but he has to understand, you don't say a wild statement like that. Because when you say it, then people looking at the history and you're a part of why they've been bad for so long. And there's the questions about you in that process. There's questions about a lot of people in that entire process. Star players get in there. Know who they don't question? KG. But they question you. They don't question even the one season Jimmy Butler was there. They question Kevin Love. And they question Andrew Wiggins. They question somewhat Al Jefferson as well. Got 4 guys they felt that was the star places in that franchise that could not elevate the team and had some issues mentally to get things done. Well, this is NBA Onetake's Pretty Boy Laker, and I'm out.